My hairdresser asked if I knew about my husband's other family in Phoenix. I was getting my roots touched up, making small talk about summer plans when Destiny paused mid-foil and said it. Just dropped it like she was asking about the weather. You know about Phoenix, right? With the kids? My heart stopped, but I kept my voice steady. What kids? She went pale, realizing she'd said something wrong. I thought, your husband said you knew, when he was here last week with his daughter getting her hair done for prom. My husband doesn't have a daughter. We've been trying to conceive for 3 years, spent $40,000 on IVF treatments that all failed. He held me through every negative test, every miscarriage, promised we'd keep trying or adopt. Destiny showed me the appointment in her book, Garrett and Madeline, my Garrett. There was even a note, dad paying, prom updo, lavender dress. She pulled up her Instagram, scrolled to a photo she'd posted of her work. A beautiful teenager with my husband's distinctive green eyes and crooked smile, holding hands with a boy in a tux. The caption read, prom princess. Dad must be so proud. The comments killed me. Garrett's account, the one I thought he only used for work, had written, beautiful just like her mom. Thanks for making her day special. I sat there with foils in my hair, processing chemicals burning my scalp while my marriage dissolved. Destiny kept apologizing, saying she assumed I was the stepmom who stayed in town while they visited. She mentioned they come every few months, always book appointments, always pay cash. I didn't cry, just asked her to finish my hair. I needed to look good for what came next. At home, I searched everything. Found a credit card I didn't know existed. The statements showed years of charges in Phoenix. Youth sports fees, orthodontist payments, private school tuition, Christmas shopping at stores for teen girls. In his home office, hidden in tax folders, were photographs. Garrett with a woman and 3 kids at the Grand Canyon, birthday parties, first day of school, a boy in Little League uniform, the teenage girl at various ages, a toddler on his shoulders, all dated during his supposed business trips. The woman was pretty, normal looking, wearing a wedding ring. In one photo, Garrett wore a matching one. Not the band I'd given him, but a different one entirely. I checked social media for hours until I found her. Lori Patterson in Phoenix, married to Garrett Patterson. Not his last name here, Mitchell, but his middle name. 3 kids, Madeline 17, Garrett Jr. 14, Rosie 5. Her profile said, blessed wife and mother, with his photo as her cover image. Everything made sense now. His vasectomy reversal that supposedly failed, it never happened. His fertility was fine, he just didn't want kids with me. He already had them. The monthly trips to Phoenix for conferences that I couldn't attend because they were executives only. The reason he'd insisted on keeping finances separate. Why he'd been so against couples therapy when I suggested it. Even why he'd stopped wearing his wedding ring, claiming it irritated his skin. He wore it in Phoenix. I hired a private investigator with money from our joint savings. Within a week, I had everything. He'd married Lori 12 years ago, 3 years before meeting me, never divorced. Our marriage was legally void. The Phoenix family was real. We were the fake ones. When he came home from his next conference, his suitcase still had sand from a beach vacation in it. I had the papers spread on the table. PI reports, credit card statements, photos of his real family. He didn't deny it, just sat down heavily and said, I never meant for it to go this far. Turns out he'd taken a job transfer to Phoenix 15 years ago, met Lori, had a life. When his company opened this office, he convinced them he needed to split time between locations, created an entire second existence. The house I thought we owned was only in his name, purchased before our fake marriage. My name was on nothing. 9 years of my life, my prime fertility years, spent as an accidental mistress. The other wife didn't know either until I called her. She screamed at first, called me a liar, then went silent as I emailed her everything. Photo of our wedding, his things in our closet, date-stamped pictures spanning 9 years. She filed for divorce immediately. Real divorce, with actual legal standing. I couldn't even do that. No common law marriage in our state. I was just a girlfriend with no rights to anything. She got the house in Phoenix, alimony, child support for 3 kids. I got nothing except the truth that destroyed me. My hairdresser still feels guilty, offers me free treatments, says she ruined my life, but she saved it. Without her slip, I'd still be trying to have children with a man who already had 3. Still be the understudy in my own life. Still be wondering why I wasn't enough when the truth was, I was just scheduling conflict he managed for a decade. The teenage daughter, Madeline, reached out last month, said she remembered meeting me once when she was 8 at a restaurant where Garrett introduced me as a work colleague. She said I'd been nice, bought her ice cream when Garrett was on a call. She wanted me to know she was sorry, that her mom was sorry, that we both deserved better. I'm 41 now, too late for the family I wanted, living in a studio apartment, starting over. Sometimes I think about those 9 years of birthdays, anniversaries, and holidays he spent with them while I waited for him to come home from work. Every I love you was divided by 2. Every promise was already broken somewhere else. But the worst part, the hairdresser said he seemed like such a devoted father when he brought Madeline in. Proud, attentive, everything I dreamed he'd be with our children. He was capable of it, just not with me.